Hello everybody, my name is Saleh and today with my colleague Faran we'll be covering the Google case study. I will be covering the first three questions and my colleague Faran will be covering the last three questions. First question is, what are the key factors of Google's early success? I would say three factors. They were user focused, they were advertiser focused, and they were policy and expanding capabilities focused. For the user-focused, at least 50% of users' web search requests failed to deliver useful results, so Google engineers fine-tuned search algorithms. For example, they provided personalized search in January 2004 based on prior search and clicks. They've included search history also. They provided a couple of features, local search and vertical search. And just to give you a hint on the breakdown of Google's algorithm, 29% of it based on links, and 23% based on content, metadata about 8%, responsiveness 8%, and landing pages 8%. The second key success factor was they were advertiser focused. Google attracted more advertisers by establishing offices local and international, about 12 in US and more than 50 global-wise. They target small and mid-sized business. They focus ads to the right regions. They provided advertisers with the right tools to optimize their paid listing. The third key factor was policy and expanding capabilities. Google's policy on ranking paid listings not only according to bids but also on listing relevance, and that provided better search results. Google paid listing attracted 2 to 3 times as many as Overture. Google Network offered more search traffic and allowed lower minimum bids. Google's acquisition of DoubleClick placed banner advertisement ads. Google expanded that to AdSense to show both advertisements as well as text, and later Google integrated all into a DoubleClick ad exchange to display ads. The second question is, do we expect the search business to become more concentrated and dominated by fewer firms? I would say yes, for the following reasons. E-commerce and marketing by search ads. Gartner top predictions in know-how and resources. For the e-commerce and marketing by search ads, top digital giants like Alibaba, Amazon, Apple, Baidu, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft are adding new capabilities, new features like voice and visual searches, coupled with context and artificial intelligence tools like machine learning. They are competing to enable these search paradigms in their own apps and in their partners' apps to become the customer or end-user search of choice. Gartner top predictions, voice and visual search-based queries improve marketers' understanding of consumers' interests and intent, and that is the context. Brands and commerce sites will capitalize on consumers' shift to these search models. They will gain competitive advantage as measured in conversion rates, revenue growth, new customer acquisition, market share, and customer satisfaction. The third one, the know-how and the resources. The know-how, knowledge, capabilities, and resources of the big digital giant competing to become the search vendor of choice, forcing the concentration and the domination of global search services. The third question, is search a winner-take-all business? By definition, winner-take-all business means top producer of a product, Google search engine in our case, earns much more than competition. I would say yes. For whoever mastered the search business by adding new capabilities, optimizing user experience like mobile, new search models like voice and visual searches, coupling all that with context, and artificial intelligence tools like machine learning. The top digital giants include companies such as Alibaba, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft are racing, enabling voice and visual search capabilities in their own apps and in their partners' apps. According to Gartner, by 2019, more than half of all mobile searches, as reported by major search engines such as Google and Bing, will be voice or visual searches, for mobile visual searches accounting for 20% of the searches. Facebook is integrating voice-based interfaces into its core apps Messenger, and Instagram, and purchased Wit in 2015 as a way to help Facebook developers integrate voice interfaces into their apps. Facebook also pursuing visual search capabilities, launching visual search chatbot from Mod.ai for its Messenger app, and all artificial intelligence visual bot for conversational shopping. Amazon also with Echo Show, they adding or enabling similar experience via image recognition and also Amazon's Firefly technology. A couple of examples on future search engines with context. In the past, this is for wearable technology serving ads in context. In the past, a runner recording their stats on a notebook, and in the present, stats automatically tracked on a bracelet on an app, and in the future, ads delivered after workout as a reward of some sort. And in navigation and travel, if we look at Waze, for example, in the past, planning a route on a map with pins as stops. In the present, Waze predicting where I'm going, and in the future, predicting what I will be doing next along the way. So, in conclusion, is search a winner-take-all business? Yes, it is. Whoever master it, and Google definitely is the master in this domain. Brands and commerce sites aligning with Google and other digital giants will gain competitive advantage as measured in revenue growth, new customer acquisition, market share, and customer satisfaction.
America Online was an important aspect in internet in the early 2000s, and as a result, Google and both Microsoft were highly interested in having a partnership with AOL. Google can afford to pay more than 100% of the revenue generated due to deep pockets and synergies such as increased revenues in the medium to long term uh, area. This means that Google can tap in the growth potential of partnership with AOL. Google offered $1 billion dollars for 5% stake in AOL, and it provided $300 million dollars credit for ad purchase. And also there was a 90% revenue split, which was actually the highest revenue split ratio out there at that time. However, for Microsoft, AOL partnership could have proved very vital, and this could have provided Microsoft with the single best way to gain market share. However, Microsoft fought hard but could not get AOL. Google should retain a high focus on its core business and strategy, and that means to aggressively keep on improving its search engine and benefiting from advertisement. However, Google should branch out to diversify. Google should focus on expanding in areas which have the most synergies with the core business. Google has already developed products such as Gmail and personalization aspects on its homepage. Thus, it is not recommended that Google builds a fully fledged portal like Yahoo. Second, it is not recommended that Google target Microsoft's desktop dominance. This confrontation could be extremely challenging. This is because Microsoft has huge expertise in the area, and Google will need to exert heavily in to develop its presence and create desktop that matches that of Microsoft. Lastly, it is recommended that Google to become an e-commerce intermediary such as eBay. This is due to the fact that the majority of eBay clients go via Google in order to gain entry to a certain sale. E-commerce has the most synergies with Google's core business. It is thus clear that Google should launch into its own e-commerce site. I view Google's governance structure, culture, and processes as strengths because of the success achieved by Google. First of all of these actually save time. This is because Google is a flat organization, which means that there's faster decision making. Secondly, Google provides a lot of benefits to its employees, such as free food, free laundry. What that means is that more time is spent by engineers working rather than doing mundane tasks. This actually is called good over time. Secondly, the culture of having people working on 20% of the time working on things which are not related to work has created some of the most innovative things by Google. One such thing is Google Maps, and because of this aspect, Google has introduced a lot of other stuff such as Google Glass as well. Google is world's best search engine, and the way forward for Google should be to enhance its competitive edge in the search engine business. This means that bringing in more innovation in the search engine process and benefiting more from the increasing advertisements on its platform. Secondly, it should keep on focusing on its culture, which has defined Google to be one of the top companies in the world. And thirdly, it should focus into areas which would have high synergies with its core business. This would mean that it is able to diversify in a very positive manner.